According to Wikipedia, code refactoring is the process of restructuring existing computer code, changing the factoring that is, without changing its external behavior. Refactoring is intended to improve non-functional attributes of the software. Some advantages include improved code readability and reduced complexity, which can improve source code maintainability and create a more expressive internal architecture or object model to improve extensibility. Let me translate that for you. If you have cryptic variable names in any code, letter X, for example, that's very cryptic and very hard to understand what that actually means. RDI or LPEX, the editor, has long supported now the ability to rename, to meaningfully rename variables to more meaningful names to give the code more readability. Now, this is important because anytime you have an opportunity to improve the readability of any program, you are decreasing technical debt. This is a huge prospect. More importantly, anytime you reduce technical debt and make your programs more readable, it makes the programs easier to understand, easier to maintain, and extends the life of the program. This is all important. These are all important attributes of code refactoring. I have this program right here, as you can see. I'm going to show you some quick code refactoring, how it works, this new version of RDI. I am now using 9606, which just came out in May 2019. Watch this. I'm going to press Control F because I want to see everywhere in the program where the word new is used. And you can see it's a lot. In fact, if I just click on all over here, I can see every line of code that contains NEW. I also have these literal strings right here, NEW. Now, these are what I want to change. Think about this. If I were to have some other string that other than this NEW, some longer name, and if I just kept typing that into the program over and over again, if I'm typing it in the code, I run the risk of mistyping it. The problem with that is because it's a literal string, the compiler will not pick it up as an error. So with that, your code will not function properly because of these misspelled words or these typos. This is a problem. So we want to make this code easier to read. I want to convert these literal strings into a named constant and get rid of all these literals that are all over the program. This is again just one of the steps towards code modernization, getting rid of what they call these magic strings, which just have these random values. Obviously, the word new is sort of obvious or kind of obvious, but there are some other strings that are not so obvious. And when you have things that are conditioned on these strings, these magic strings, you can cause a lot of what we call code smell as well. So we want to get rid of these. If I highlight any string, any literal string, just like I have over here, and right click, you'll notice that I have this option here called refactoring. Now in the past, RDI again has had the ability to rename, but now with 9606 of RDI, which is what I'm using right now, another option has been added called extract constant. What I want to do is I want to take every instance of the literal string NEW and rename it to a constant called new constant. However, any other place where NEW might exist, for example, in another variable name, or even in a comment, I don't want to rename those. So let's see how this works. There's refactor, extract constant. I'll click on that. RDI will do a quick review of the code as it just did and present me with this window right here. This is all new. And it's asking me right here that I've selected NEW, and now it's asking me right here, what do I want to call my constant? I can type in new constant, just like that. I have forced preview already checked. I'll click on preview, and what RDI is going to do right now is tell me that it now found 6 references to a literal string new. I'll say continue, and I will now get my preview that I just requested. And the preview is right here. And if I click on any one of these boxes, it will bring me to the next line of code that was changed, that RDI just changed. You'll notice right here, the first line that's highlighted here on the right side is RDI added a dspec, which is a constant of the word new. So there's my new constant. If I go to my next change line right here, you'll notice here's the before and after. Previously it had the value NEW, now it has new constant in its place. And if I just keep going down this, I'll get the same thing over and over again. This is a very powerful concept. Click on OK over here. And now the code itself literally just was changed. And there it is, new constant. And you can see I'm still looking at a subsetted view of my code over here, a filtered view. So wherever it had new point, for example, NEW has remained, but here new constant was changed. This is a very good thing. Again, I'm reducing the technical debt, making this code easier to read, and more importantly, having only one version of the truth, new constant. Now watch this. In this program, which is much, much smaller, I have only one constant here, which is letter E. I'll click on this, and I'll right-click again, refactor, and there's my extract constant again. Now the reason why I'm showing you this is because something different will happen here. I'll say extract constant. Now I'm going to type in, I'll type in a variable name. I'll say extract, not extract, encrypt, if I can spell correctly, encrypt value, for example. Force preview again. It found the one reference just as we expected it to. Continue. There it is right here. But the difference now is, and you'll see in a second, what it just did was it did not generate a dspec. Instead, it generated a declare cspec. Now, why is that? Because I have the star free. That's the trigger. So here's my star free. It saw that, and here's my declare C encrypt value right there. As you can see it right there. And now my code, I don't have direction equals E. It's an encrypt value. So you should really explore refactoring. It's a very powerful tool in your toolbox. It really gives you the ability to make your codes more readable, and again, more importantly, will extend the life of your programs. Thank you very much.